Hello and welcome to Experiencing Love. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I'm so glad that you're here. I want to share with you what I believe to be one of the secrets to having a good life. It's a secret because not many people know about it and not many people talk about it, but it is accessible to everyone. To have a good life, you don't need to reach some level of material success or even any other superficial goals where you have to or where you end up comparing yourself to anybody else. I believe that one of the secrets to having a good life starts day by day. So if you chunk it down, make it real small, and you ask yourself, okay, how is it that I have a good day or a good week? Well, I'll say this. To have a good life, you either need to have a day that you enjoy, have a day that's pleasurable, or have a day that's maybe not as pleasurable, but you know you're working towards a better day. And this is why I feel like it's one of the secrets to having a good life. It's because I don't believe that you have to wait until the end of your life in order to enjoy it. No matter what you have in life, no matter what stage you are in or you get to, there will always be some problems, there will always be some struggles, and on the flip side, there will always be something to enjoy and appreciate. I don't believe in this day in, day out struggle that doesn't stop. I do believe in struggle and pushing yourself for a reason, for a goal, for that better day that's to come. And this isn't for people who enjoy the grind or enjoy putting themselves through that struggle, right? Because there are many people out there that enjoy working hard, enjoy putting themselves on the line. They put themselves out there in order to achieve something later. But throughout the process, they are having good days, right? Even in the struggle, they're enjoying that process. My message is for the people who feel like they have to do that, who have been disillusioned by different influencers and gurus telling you that you have to work 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, and in any of the free time you have, you're pretty much working a little bit more for tomorrow, right? Or you're spending time exercising and eating right and sleeping. But there is no room for pleasure. There is no room for enjoyment. You have to work. You have to hustle. I used to try to do that. And then I decided to take a reframe. I decided to look at my life in a different way. Time is a finite resource. We only have so much of it. So every day I'm spending where I'm not happy, where I'm not fulfilled, and not in that sense of like everything is perfect, but I get happiness and fulfillment from working hard, from struggling per se. I feel like I just keep jumping from thought to thought. What I'm trying to say is that each of us have a different path. Each of us have a different direction. There's no one right way to do it. So I just look at my life and how I want to live my life, and that every day that I struggle pointlessly is a day that I lose. If there is a day where I maybe didn't work that hard, but I spent it with friends or family, or I just did something for myself, like went for a walk or just took it easy that day, rested and relaxed, and I ended my day with a smile on my face, that's a win. I didn't lose anything because the goal is not to achieve some level of wealth or whatever it is. It's not to get something in my life. Anything that you or I want in life, we only want it because we think it'll make us feel a certain way. But if we could feel that way without getting those things, then you realize just how many things in life are unnecessary. Say I want a lot of money so that I can buy houses, buy cars, buy trips to travel, and I do all that so that I seem attractive and cool, so that I have friends, I find a relationship, whatever it is. And I want those friends and relationships for that feeling of connection. Now, what if I were to tell you that instead of going through that whole process of first building wealth, then everything that follows, you find someone or you find a group of people that don't care about those things. They like you for who you are. They like you because you're funny, you're kind, you're compassionate, you're caring, you're strong, you provide, whatever it is. And you get that relationship and those friendships, and then therefore that connection. You will feel the same things either way, just one you did a whole lot sooner, a whole lot easier in many ways, maybe more difficult than others. But the point is, Those are two paths to get to the same feeling. And we're looking for feelings here. No matter who you talk to, no matter what they say, I promise you, they are looking to feel a certain way. If you ask them, what are you trying to feel, and they don't have the answer, it's simply because they haven't done the work, the self-awareness to dig deep and find out what emotion they're looking for. If you want an example or an exercise that you can do to find out for yourself, you could look up any variation of the exercise. I believe it would be called something like the 7 whys or 5 whys, 7 layers deep. The premise is that you ask yourself, why is this important to me? 7 times, right? So you pick something that you think is important to your life and you ask why. And when you get to the 7th time, you will find an emotionally charged answer, so long as you don't go in circles at any point, right? Because eventually, the more times you ask why, the deeper into your brain you get until you actually leave your brain and go into your heart. That's how you get to your why. That's how you get to your emotion that you're chasing. And when you start to know what that emotion is, you just name it. Like, it really does just start with awareness. It becomes so easy to get it. It's a double-edged sword, honestly, because once you learn what you're trying to feel and you find easy and sustainable ways to get it, I promise you, your motivations are going to change in life. Your drives, your passions, everything can shift. I'm not saying they will, but they might. You'll find that whatever drove you to go for that promotion at work and to work 70, 80-hour weeks may just go away because you find another way to meet your needs and to feel the way you want to feel. That may affect your relationships at work or how you're perceived at work. And for some people that's important, for others it's really not. So it's case by case, truly. But know that once you have awareness, once you know, life will never be the same. And in my opinion, it will get better. It will get better because rather than constantly reaching for this ideal or this level that we think will fulfill us, we think will give us what we're looking for, we can just get it right now. We can get it right now or in the near future without as much hassle, without as much work. I often think about the stories of millionaires or billionaires who take their own lives, right? They've reached a high level of material success. They have the money, they have the companies, they have the experiences, and yet they're missing something. They don't have what they're looking for. And they take their own life because they think they won't find it. They think they can't find it. But in reality, they just didn't know what they were looking for. They didn't know what their real goal was. They didn't know what emotion they were trying to feel. And they thought by becoming successful, they would feel it. I feel for those people who reach that level of disillusionment. When I felt that for myself, when I realized that I wasn't trying to complete my degree or get a job or build a life that I wanted because I wanted all those things. I just wanted them because I wanted to feel a certain way. It definitely shook me. It shook me to my core, and I remember for days being deeply depressed. I say days. It was more like weeks and months. It was weeks and months because my identity shattered, right? Who I thought I was and who I thought I was going to be completely dissolved. And it took work and it took help. But getting through that, I found that I got the greatest gift. I got this gift of a blank slate, an empty plate where I can decide what goes on it. I can decide who I am, what I want, how I'll get what I want. There's a part of me that wants to help so many people in the world, but I also know that I want those things because it makes me feel a certain way. There's a part of me that knows that I want to help a lot of people and I want to impact a lot of people. And I also know that I want those things because it'll help me feel a certain way, right? I don't know. I feel like that's just a philosophical view that I don't know the name of, but I know it exists, where as humans, we're all somewhat inherently selfish, right? And I think selfish has a negative connotation, but it doesn't have to be negative, right? Because biologically speaking, right, we are wired for very few and important things. Survival, right? Fear is a survival mechanism, right? So is love, reproduction, all of that stuff. It's all for survival, all for reproduction and furthering our species. And through biology, through whatever human history we have, however many tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, I don't even know, We evolved as a species to care for one another and to thrive when we help others. Quite literally, what happens when we help others is we get a load of feel-good chemicals in our brain. We feel good helping others. Some people help others to feel that way, or some people continue to help others and it gets reinforced by those feelings. But either way, if we didn't have those feelings, those emotions, those sensations, we wouldn't do it as much. We'd be much more selfish. So it's almost in a way, being selfless can be an act of selfishness. But that doesn't make either of those things wrong. Just because we're selfless for ourselves doesn't make the act of selflessness bad. Maybe I'm just speaking all of this from personal experience. I do what I do to feel a certain way. The people that I talk to, the people I crave a connection with, the experiences I have, everything that I speak about, it's all to make me feel a certain way and the people in my life feel a certain way. Because I know that when the people in my life feel good, and especially because I contributed to that, I feel better, right? I knew a time when I wasn't feeling good, when I wasn't feeling better, and now I just avoid that at all costs, for better or worse. That's one of my own challenges that I'm working to overcome. It's one of my own things that I need to work on. Because I know that there will come a time in my life that I do need to push myself more. Even if I don't know exactly why I'm pushing myself, I know that there will be a reason deep underneath. I need to be ready for that. So I don't know if everything that I'm sharing now is in line with what I believe or what I will experience, or if it's actually hypocritical. I guess that's what we'll do too. I guess all we could do to figure this out is to just live, to just do, to see. I gotta stop this here because I got a bunch to think about. I do. That's what I love about all of this, about doing this. It's sometimes about confusing myself, throwing myself into the chaos so that I could find my way and share with you what I learned. I hope you have a beautiful day, one filled with love and adventure and support, supporting yourself and supporting those around you. You deserve the feelings that you're looking for. You deserve love. So I hope you find it now and throughout the rest of your life. You're really amazing. Trust me. I may not know you personally. I may not see you, but you're here, and that's enough for me to know. So until next time, remember to always fill up with the love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.